Good day, dear friends. I'm really very happy to see you here again. I'm sure that you are working hard because you have very little time to have your admission exams. Today our revision topic is so do I and neither do I. Don't think that after so or neither we have to use do. That your main attention should go to so and neither. Do and what about subject? They are changeable. We can change them according to the structure of the sentence and according to the subject. Now let us once again look through and revise the formation and usage of so do I and neither do I. From here you see that we use so do I to say that a positive sentence is also true for you, and neither do I negative sentence is also true for you. It means that you agree with someone's opinion. For example, if someone says that I'm hot or I am tired and you are tired too, so you agree and it is true for you as well, and you say that so am I. Or if someone said that I'm not tired and you are not tired either, so it is true for you as well, and you say neither am I. Here are some examples. John says I hate mushrooms. And what about me? I say so do I. Why do? Because hate is a notional verb, and the question form of this yes/no question form of this sentence is formed by using auxiliary do, and I is the first person singular, so we use do. So do I. It means I also hate mushrooms, or I hate mushrooms too, or me too. You see, here are more than one variant. Lucy, I don't live in London. This is a negative sentence, and you say neither do I. So again, why do here you say don't, and in the negative we'll take this auxiliary do. Neither do I. It means that you don't live in London either, and this negative sentence is also true for you. Here you see so and to, their meanings are the same, but what about the word structure is different. Now let us see. We take first so, then after so we use auxiliary and plus subject. What about subject? Depends on us, depends on the context, and then auxiliary depends on the verb and tense, of course. Now we see the auxiliary can be or have, or auxiliary can be do, auxiliary can be will or shall, or we can use modal verbs as well, of course, if our first sentence is used with modal verbs. So as I mentioned, it depends on the formation of the yes/no question of the previous sentence, the first sentence. Now, let us have a look. And I say, or someone said that I'm happy. Here you see am. Am is the first person singular form of to be, and its yes/no question is formed by putting am at the beginning of the sentence, and someone says, so am I. Pay attention of the word order here. We don't say, so I am, so am I, as if it is yes/no question, remember. Or we say, I am happy to, you see, to comes at the end, but not at the beginning. And the third variant is, I am also happy, but not I also am happy. If there is auxiliary, also is used after auxiliary, or me too. See, here are four variants. So am I am happy too, me too, I am also happy. Second, you are making a noise. The sentence in present continuous, but yes/no question of present continuous is formed by putting to be at the beginning of the sentence its question form is, are you making a noise? And if someone says to you that you are making a noise, and my answer is, so are you, but not so you are, or so are the children, or so is he. So it depends which subject to use here. Then it is equal to the meaning that you are making a noise too, or you are also making a noise. Third, I need more money. Need is a basic verb. It is a notional verb, and its yes/no question is formed by adding auxiliary do. You see that auxiliary do isn't inside of the sentence, so it is in our mind, and when we need it, we bring it here. You say, do you need money? Now we know that after so, which auxiliary to use? So this auxiliary is do, right? And what about so? So do I. So you remember, not so I do. So do I. If our subject is third person singular, which form of do? Yes, you're right. So does he, or so does she, or I need more money too, or I also need. You see, not I need also. I also need more money, or me too, or him too. Steve likes pizza. Likes is third person. Our verb is in the third person singular and present simple. What about its yes/no question? Of course, we put does. We bring does here. Does Steve like pizza? And Mary also likes pizza. So we say, so does Mary. So do we, so do they, so do you, or Mary likes pizza too, Mary also likes pizza, or Mary too. Next sentence, I was tired this morning. This time, was is in the past, but it is auxiliary to be here. Actually, it is not auxiliary. This is the main verb here. But if in the sentence we have to be, it doesn't make any sense. Either it is auxiliary, for example, as it is here. Here, to be isn't auxiliary, but here, am isn't auxiliary here. I was tired this morning. And what about its yes/no question? Of course, it is formed by using was here. And what about our so sentence? So was I, so were they, so were you. It depends on the subject. Or I was tired too. It is the second version. So me too, or I was also tired. You remember. This sentence. I watched a movie last night. Which tense is it? Yes, you're right. It is in the past. And to form the yes/no question of this sentence, we'll bring did, and we'll put here did. Did I watch a movie last night? That someone says that I watched a movie last night, and you also watched movie last night. So you say, so did I, but not so do I, because our first sentence is in the past. So did I, so did she, or I watched a movie last night too, or as well also is used, but it is mainly used in a spoken language, or me too, or I also watched a movie last night. We use the auxiliary if our the sentence that is true for us if it starts with so. But what about with to or also? We don't use auxiliary. She can play. Here we don't have auxiliary, but we have modal verb. If there is modal verb, we don't need auxiliary. Of course, there are some exceptions. With some modal verbs, we use do. One of them is to have. That is very challenging for our students as well. She can play the guitar, and you also play the guitar, and you say, so can I. Here we don't need any do. We don't need to be. We don't need was, were. We don't need will, shall. And you say, so can I, or I can play the guitar too, or I can also play the guitar, but not I also can. I can also play the guitar. And the past form of could, the structure is the same. Then what about the future? I will win an award. And I say, so will I, or I will win an award too, or I will also win an award, or me too. You see, me too. If it is me, you don't need any auxiliary, you don't need any modal verb here. The other modal verb, I would like a cup of coffee. And you also want to drink a cup of coffee, and you say, so would I, or I would like a cup of coffee too, or I also would like a cup of coffee, or me too. Then the last two sentences are imperfect. One of them is present perfect, while the next one is in the past perfect. They have finished early, and have here is auxiliary. They have finished. You say, so have I, or I have finished early too, or as well, or me too, or I have also finished early. And what about have in the meaning of modal? For example, I have to go. If after have infinitive comes, its question is formed by using auxiliary do. I have to go, and you say, so do I. Remember, so do I. I have to go too, or I also have to go, or me too. Or I have a cup of tea, or every morning I have a cup of tea. So I have a cup of tea. Here, have is not an auxiliary, so its question is formed by using do. For example, you say, I have a cup of tea every morning, and your friend said that, so do I, but not so have I. Remember, so do I. We use have after so if our first sentence is in perfect. I have gone, or she had gone. So had I, or so have I. I'm sure that you will remember, and then you will not confuse them. So again here, you say, I'm happy, and that it is true for someone as well. And we say, so is she, because our subject is she. So is she. She is happy too. She is also happy. They worked a lot. Worked is in the past. And which auxiliary to bring here? Yes, you're right. Did. You say, so did I, so did he, so did they. Or I worked a lot too. Nothing about auxiliary here. I also worked a lot. And so again, some sentences to be given into your attention in order to remember deeply. I'm a student. So is she, or her too. She's a student too. Jane likes orange. You see, likes is a present simple. So does she, or she likes, for example, someone. It is not Jane, that's someone. She likes orange too. They feel terrible. Someone feels terrible, and it is true for you as well. And you say, so do I, or I feel terrible too, or me too. Thank you. They were there yesterday, were here. So was I, so were you, so were they, or so were my friends, so were my, for example, parents, or they, I was tired too, or I was also tired, or me too. I visited India last year. It is in the past. Which auxiliary to take? Of course, did. So did they. Then they visited India last year too, or them too, or they also visited India last year. Remember, they also, but not they visited also. I'll see him tomorrow. This is future. so will he, or they will see him tomorrow too, or as well, or them too. I've been waiting for 2 hours. This is perfect, continuous. And have here is auxiliary. And it is true for someone as well. And we say, so has she. Why has? Because she is third person singular. So have changed to has. So has she, or she has been waiting for 2 hours too. What about neither? The structure is the same as it is in the so. What is the difference? Different is the first word. So if the first sentence is in the positive and it is true for us, we use neither if the first sentence is in negative, and so it is true for us as well. And what about the structure? Is the same. It means neither plus auxiliary or plus modal verb and plus subject. Now let us see. And someone says, I'm not hungry, and you don't feel any hunger, so that's why you say, neither am I, neither are my friends, neither is she, or the full sentence, I am not hungry either. Remember, we don't use to if our sentence is negative. If the negative sentence is true for you, don't use to. Remember, this is the point that most of our students make a mistake. I am not hungry either, or me neither. They don't know him, and you say, neither do I, neither does she, or the full sentence, I don't know him either, or if you don't want to use the verb, you are satisfied just only with subject, then subject and plus auxiliary and plus either. I don't either. And remember, either comes at the end, but neither comes at the beginning. So comes at the beginning, to comes at the end of the sentence. I don't either, or I don't know either, or me neither. I didn't call them, it is in the past. You say, neither did he, neither did I, neither did they, neither did Lucy, neither did Mark, or he didn't call them either, or him neither. If we use object form of the personal pronoun, it comes at the beginning and after it we use neither. But if neither stands at the beginning, after neither we use auxiliary, you see, auxiliary, neither do I, but me neither. Remember the structure, please. He wasn't laughing. Was is auxiliary here, and we put neither at the beginning. After it, we use was but not wasn't. You know that within one sentence in English, two negatives are not used. So we can't say neither wasn't I. We say neither was I. Or he wasn't either, or he wasn't laughing either, or her neither. She won't go there. Won't means that will not. Neither will I, or neither will she, neither will they, or I won't either, but not neither. Remember, I not either, or me neither. And one more thing, but very often our students, they hesitate which one to take but or neither. Of course, when we take but, so it means that we have the contrast meaning to the previous sentence, so it is not true for us. So in that case, we use but. For example, you say, she told you the truth. So it is not true for you, and you say, but you didn't. You see, but you didn't. And if we use the sentence with but, and first part is in positive and the second part is in negative, or vice versa. First part is in positive and second part is in negative. I like tomato sauce. Someone says that, but I don't. It means that this someone doesn't like tomato sauce. But if someone says that, I don't like tomato sauce, but it is your favorite sauce, you say, but I like, but not, but I don't like, because the first sentence is in negative. It means that its meaning is negative. Next one, I didn't like that film. You watched the film, but you didn't like it at all. And your friend liked it very much, so that's why he doesn't agree with you and says, but I did. It means that he liked the film very much, or the film seemed to be very interesting for someone. No one can help her. You see, here we don't have any didn't, any wasn't, but no one gives us the negative meaning. No one. No one likes him, no one does it, no one is here, no one went there. And what about the your opinion? Do you agree? No, you don't agree. And you say that no one can help her. You say, we can. We can. It means that you want to help someone, and you say that even if no one helps her, I can do it. The last one here, I don't have any questions. Teacher explains something, and then the teacher asks, do you have any questions? And someone says, I don't have any questions, but you have questions. And you say, but I have. You say, I don't have, but I have questions. If the sentence was like this, I have some questions, the second one says, but I don't have. Remember, what should be remembered? You know that in English language there are some words that they give us negative meaning. Dear friends, be very careful with these words. These words are hardly, never, nobody, nothing, nowhere, etc. For example, she could hardly work. The meaning of the sentence is negative. In that case, we can't use so here because hardly doesn't allow us to use so. The meaning is negative, and it is true for you even it is negative. And someone says, neither could he, or neither, for example, could I, or I could hardly work. Which one? To or either? Of course either, because it is negative. Nobody went there. So again, nobody is negative, and you say, neither did I, or I didn't go there either, or me neither. I have never been to France, and you say, neither have I, or I have never been to France either, or me neither. And once again, so and neither together within one slide. A says, I always cycle to school, and B's answer is, so do I. It means it is true for B as well, because B also cycles to school. So in that case, B says, so do I. Why do? Because cycle is a notional verb, and what about yes, no question form of this sentence is formed by using of auxiliary do. And B says, so do I, but not so I do, but nothing about neither, because the meaning of the sentence is positive. That, how do you think, dear children, if we have to use here but, that what about negative sentence or affirmative sentence? Of course, negative, and you say, but I don't. It means that you don't cycle to school. You go to school by bus or by taxi or by metro, etc. The second, A says, we have got a new phone. It is in present perfect and its auxiliary here is have. And B says, so have I, or I have got a new phone too, or me too. Number 3, we enjoyed ourselves at the party. The sentence is in the past, and what about question form? Using of did. And what about so? That is true for you as well. You say, so did I, or I enjoyed myself at the party too, or me too. Now, what about negative? That the negative sentence is true for you or for someone. A says, I have never been to the USA. And B says, neither have I. Never is in the negative meaning, and B says, neither have I, but not so have I, or I have never been to the USA either, or me neither. 5, we didn't go abroad last year. You say it is in the negative and it is in the past, and someone says, neither did we. Why did? Its negative form to make its negative form, we use auxiliary do in the past because the sentence we speak about last year. Neither did we. Then what about the full sentence? We didn't go abroad last year either, but not to. The last one here, my mom doesn't like rap music. And you say, neither do I, or neither does my mom. But if your opinion, you don't agree with this point, which one would you use? Of course, but my mother does, but not doesn't, but my mother does. Now let us do some tests. First, Tom says, I worked late last night. And what about the Adam's answer? Here are 4 options. It means that's a multiple choice test. Now let us choose. Tom, I worked late last night. This is affirmative, positive sentence. And if it is positive sentence, we'll not take D, so we omit D. And then we have to choose A, B, or C. Now the main attention is given to the sentence that its tense form. It is in the past tense, of course, so we'll not take A, and we'll not that. What about B and C? And here we have to be very careful with the word order. As you remember, dear friends, word order with so and neither is the same with the word order in the question sentence. But of course, it is not a question sentence, you know. So I did. Is it okay answer? Of course not. Our okay answer is C. So did I. Second one. My brother likes swimming and playing tennis. It is positive sentence, and then if it is true for someone, we should use so but not neither. Of course, we omit D variant. Now let us choose which one, A, B, or C. Now let us pay attention to this one. Which tense form is it? Of course, it is present simple, and auxiliary do or does comes to help us. So do I, so he does, so am I. We can't take this one, C, because there is no to be here, so we omit this one. And what about A and B? The word order in B is incorrect. In that case, our appropriate variant is A, so do I. Sentence 3. I don't know how to roller skate, and someone says, neither I do. Is it okay? Of course, word order is incorrect here. Neither I am, that it has 2 mistakes. The first is word order mistake, and the second one with auxiliary. It means that taking of the auxiliary. The word order is okay, but what about auxiliary? It is incorrect auxiliary. So what about D? Yes, D is okay answer. Neither do I. Sentence 4. I love watching football matches. And your friend says, so my father does, neither do my father, so does my father, and my father either. So my father does. The sentence is positive sentence and it is positive as well, but what is the problem with this sentence? Of course, word order here. Neither, it is incorrect because it is positive, but neither is negative. Then what about D? My father, neither, it is incorrect. And our okay answer is C, of course, so does my father. Number 5, Sam says, I don't like cold weather. And Mark says that it is true for Mark as well. If it is true for Mark as well and our main sentence is negative, we'll omit A because A is so, and C will be omitted because C starts with so. That we have to choose either B or D. Now, which one to take? Neither do I or neither I do. Of course, this one, because here word order is incorrect. Neither do I. 6. Colin is a good student. So do I. Is it okay? No. There is to be, and so it is incorrect sentence. Neither does he. It is incorrect because our main sentence is positive sentence, and the D, the same problem with D. And what about A? So is his brother. It means that both brothers are very good students. They are hardworking students. Number 7. My friend enjoyed the film very much. Which tense form is it? Yes, it is in the past. And auxiliary, which auxiliary comes to our mind? Yes, auxiliary did, of course. Positive sentence, which variants to omit? Yes, you're right. We'll omit variant C, variant D, yeah. And so was I. Is it okay? No, because in our minds we have did, but nothing about was. Then so do I. Do is in present, but our sentence is in the past. And what about but I didn't? It means that my friend enjoyed the film very much, but I didn't like it. It means that I don't agree with my friends. Though he liked it very much, I didn't like it at all. Nick has to leave early. Be very careful with this one. Has to. If you see this structure, has to, its question is formed by using auxiliary do. Yes, has to. It is the meaning, the close meaning to must. So we keep in mind do. Yes, that do is in our mind. So has she. Incorrect answer. Neither does he. You see, neither does he. It's okay because does has been used here, but the meaning doesn't allow us to take it because it is not a negative sentence. It means that our original sentence is a negative, it is positive. And but I do, so do I. Nick has to leave early. Here are two variants. We can choose, we can take both of them. And one is so do I. I confused you. I did it intentionally. Can we use D? No, we can't use D. If our original sentence is in negative, the but sentence is in positive, or vice versa. It is in positive, but sentence is in negative. So we can't use D here. 9. Kelly went to the cinema on Saturday, and so did his brother. Neither did his brother. Can we use neither did his brother? No, because it is positive meaning. Then so was is incorrect because it's auxiliary here, auxiliary to do has to be used in the past, of course. Then what about neither his brother did? Word order is incorrect here. And our right version is, of course, A. So did his brother. And last one here, John doesn't know how to drive, and neither doesn't. Can we use two negative in one sentence? No, it is incorrect. Then so doesn't. With so we don't use any negative. And what about neither does Luz? John doesn't, and so does Lucy. Which one? C or D? Which one? Can we take C? No, our sentence is in negative. And what about the last one? Neither does the someone. Yeah? And note, what does it mean? So it means that these verbs are irregular verbs, and they are infinitive, and they are verb 1, verb 2, and verb 3 forms are the same, and they are frequently come across verbs, and I want you not to be confused and be very careful. If our subject is third person singular, and after put, let, shut, cut, hurt, read, no S is used, it means that the verb is in the past but not in the present. And what about so and neither? That if you agree, saying that it is true for you, we'll take did but not does. Now please remember it. She read a lot, it is in the past. So did my brother. We can't say so does my brother because the sentence is in the past. But she reads a lot, it is in the present. So does my brother, but nothing about so did my brother. So dear friends, that's all for today. I do hope that you have found our revision lesson very useful, and I'm sure that you will not confuse this material anymore. So that's all for today. Bye. See you next time.